What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Deauville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Fabio Wardley. Get this. Fabio Wardley has made a statement concerning Oleksander Usyk and his ability, or lack of ability. This quote states, quote from Boxing Kingdom, "He's a generational talent. He's not unbeatable. Don't get me wrong, he's extremely hard to beat, but there are flaws there." Via Fabio Wardley. And let me counterpunch. That was ballsy. It was a low-key diss, honestly, in a couple ways. You know, I mean, he tried to clean it up, but he still wanted to make a point. He made a statement, rather. He said that Oleksander Usyk's a generational talent. He's not a generational talent, bro. You know, he's one of those all-time great fighters. You know what I mean? He would be hell in any era. That's the difference. Not just this generation, but you go back 20 years, you go back 30 years, you go back 40 years, you go back 50 years. In the golden era of heavyweight boxing, he would be hell on wheels, right? Because you think about guys that were non-black, you know, Jerry Quarry, right? He's not a Jerry Quarry. You know, he's, you know, Chuck Wepner and those guys. He's better than all of them. You know what I mean? And like, to take all that element out of it, he would be hell in any era. So that's one. Two, he's not unbeatable. Well, no one's beat him. Actually, that's kind of a true statement. That is a true statement. You know, I think you have to show your worth each and every fight. So, you know, I would agree with that. But there are flaws in his game is 100% downright a diss. And it's a diss because he knows that, hey, or he feels that, hey, he's not perfect. Anybody can be beat. But then to say he has flaws, you know, that's almost like Max Mellon back in the day and saying, oh, I know what Joe Louis's flaw is. You know, I won't tell. But what did he do? You know, he knocked Joe Louis out in the first fight. You know, and because of that. So, yeah, I mean, if he has what it takes, you know, he has that right hand cannon. So, I say, yeah. But I don't think Usyk has flaws. No. I think that's a bit much. I think he has habits like everybody. So if you have a habit to doing a certain thing when you do a certain move, that's a habit. A flaw is where you don't keep your damn hands up. You know what I mean? Or, you know, you're not able to move a certain way. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. You know, he's talking about there are flaws there. That's just him talking shite. You know, but I think he's also trying to push that fight bars. So, yeah. I mean, if Fabio Wardley, outspoken guy, you know, take nothing away from the kid. I think that Fabio Wardley is doing the right thing. I think he's saying, hey, I know I can beat him. You know, I know I can. I seen flaws in him. Take the fight with me. That's what he's saying. You know, in his own Fabio Wardley type way. But I do think that fight is in negotiations. I mean, I think that fight, you know, would be a very good fight. But if Usyk beat Wardley, would anybody be surprised though? You know what I mean? That's the question you ask yourself. You know, what's more impressive? But you guys tell me what you think of Fabio Wardley stating there is flaws in the game. And Usyk is a generational talent, not an all-time great. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!